everybody, and welcome to my live today where we are going to be talking about an income cap, your energetic income cap, and the one that you actually place on yourselves. So what is the energetic income cap, I hear you say? What the heck is that? So we've actually programmed ourselves with the amount of money that we allow ourselves to actually earn. The level that we allow ourselves to have or to make in earnings. So it's like an upper limit that we're allowing ourselves to make. And what actually happens is we then, once we've made that, we then almost begin self-sabotaging ourselves and bringing everything down to the level that we're actually comfortable with. Hi Joe, nice to see you here. So there are some signs around that we're actually hitting that income cap that we've set ourselves, or we put a cap on ourselves. And some of the things that as examples are, no matter what you do, or no matter how hard you work, you always seem to sort of earn the same amount each month or each year. Or what about that, you have an amazing day in sales, you make extra sales, and then all of a sudden you lose, you're back to square one. You lose some of those, your clients or something, and you're back to square one. Or some unexpected cash comes your way, for instance, and you get some extra income, and the next thing, before you've even got a chance of spending it, your car breaks down or the washing machine breaks down, and all of a sudden you've got these unexpected costs come up that you've got to pay for. Hi Auntie Lolly. Say hi, I'm going to give you a wave. Yay! Hi to you. Or what about, are you earning very similar amounts year on year? Maybe it goes up a little bit, and then maybe your outgoings go up a little bit too. So again, it averages out over time. So if anybody else has got any other examples where they think, they know that they've got they've got a cap that they place on themselves, just pop it in the comments and let us all know some other examples. I know that for me, when I came out of the corporate world, I'd sort of set a bit of a limit, because I almost said that I've got to earn a certain amount per month, and that's the only amount that I would earn. And I was earning exactly the same per month there as I was as an employee. So what actually happens is you almost become stagnant. So if you think about your earnings over the last few years, have they become stagnant? Does this sound like you at all? Again, just pop any comments into, pop them down and let us know if that actually is something that resonates with you. Now, the first thing is to know that you're not alone. This happens to, lots of people. Everybody I know have probably put some kind of cap on their own earnings. And women are particularly, they're actually worse than men. Hi, Carol. I'm going to give you a wave. I like doing this waving business. So the first steps to actually working on this is actually to become aware of it. And knowing that it's actually ourselves that is actually blocking our own highest potential. Once we're aware we're actually doing it, we then need to work out where that ceiling has actually come from. And I can guarantee you that it will be something that we've brought on ourselves. It will be self-imposed, and it's our own unconscious patterns that, from the past, that is actually working against us. So once we've created that ceiling, this cap that we've placed on ourselves, once we're actually aware that we've created that, we can actually blast it away too. So what we are going to do now is we're going to test out your own income cap. You're going to discover what your current income level or your current energetic income cap actually is with my little known money thermostat. So I want you to get yourself a notebook. Hi, great, love the wave, thank you. Right, I want you to get yourself a notebook and pen to do this. This is a practical exercise. So get yourself comfy, get yourself some pen and paper. And what I want you to do as I ask you the questions, I want you to just go with the very first thing that pops into your head. Sometimes when we do these types of exercises, we actually spend a lot of time overthinking it and overanalyzing them. Now, that's just, we don't want to do that. We want our unconscious thoughts now. So it's our unconscious mind that actually pops the thoughts into our head straight away. It's when we actually start overthinking it and overanalyzing it, that's when it's our rational, our conscious mind comes into play. Now, we will be talking about facts and figures here, so some of it will be our rational facts and figures mind, but we do want to go with your gut instinct, the first thing that pops into your head. Now, it might already be sort of apparent to you already, it might already be clear to you where you've stagnated over time and that you have stagnated. So your current income is a representation of your beliefs around money and the unconscious patterns that you've picked up from the past, and these are usually unhelpful patterns and habits that you've got. So are you ready? Get your pen and paper out. Question number 1 is, what is your current income? What did you earn last year? Is number 2. And now I want you to ask yourself, what about the year before that? So 2 years ago. So you've got your current income. What's your current income? What did you earn last year? And what about the year before that? So 2 years ago. Now, what are you used to receiving every month? If it goes up and down, then just average it out. So just write all of those down. So what's your current income? What did you earn last year? What about the year before that? So 2 years ago. Now what are you used to receiving every month? Just write all of those down. Now you might actually have to go off and do a bit of research on those. So that's fine to come back to it later. So just make a note of the questions that I've asked you. Now, you might also have a cap around how much you can actually earn in a day, or how much you can earn in a week or a month or a year. Or you might even have a cap on what you earn from a particular business service or a business offering that you have. Or even what you're allowing yourself to have in savings. So next question, what was the highest amount you've earned, or what cash have you had, the highest amount of cash that you've had coming in one day, in just one day? And what about in 1 week? What's the highest amount that you've earned in 1 week? Then what about in 1 month? And then in the year, what's the most you've ever earned in a year? Just make a note of those. Now, whilst we're actually going to be focusing on months, even though we're going to be looking at yearly, we're going to actually be focusing on the month. And we'll come to that in a moment. And that's the figure that we'll be using to actually blast this cap away for when we come to do the exercise next week. So the next one for you is, which is very relevant, I think, to this exercise. I just want you to have a look now at your purse or your wallet. Ask yourself the question, what are you used to having in your purse or your wallet? Because your wallet is so symbolic. So what does your wallet, first of all, what does it look like? Is it neat and tidy? Do you really look after it? Or is it tatty and old? And is it full of receipts? And it's bulging with paperwork and receipts inside of them. Is it full of money? Has it got no money in it at all? Is it full of little, just full of coins in there? Just let me know in the comments what your purse or your wallet actually looks like. And what does it actually contain? Because what it contains is actually really symbolic about what your beliefs and attitudes are around money. So just pop a hi Joe, giving you a wave. I love this waving business. So yeah, have a look at your wallet now. Have a look at your purse now. What does it say to you? I know that for me, I always keep cash in my purse. I usually keep around £60 to £150 cash in my purse. And the minimum I'll have is £50. So when I get down to £50, that's when I go to the cash point and get more money put into there. So the reason why I do that is that when I actually open my purse, I see lots of money. Hi Andrea, thanks for joining us again. So when I open my purse, I see lots of money. So I actually think to myself straight away, look, I've got lots of money there available for me to buy and, buy what I want to buy. So think of the message that I'd be sending out to the universe if when I opened my purse, it was either just full of 1 penny coins or I didn't have any notes in there. So actually the message I'm sending to myself is I have no money. So just think about that one now. What does your wallet look like? Do you open it and does it fill you with joy because you see those notes and you just, you get excited because you think, yes, I've got money, I can buy what I want to buy. Yeah, Carol, only got your card in there and I need the money. Yeah, think about that, what if your purse is empty, what's the message that you're sending to yourself there? So just, even if you don't actually use the cash to go and make your purchases, it's a psychological thing that you're doing there. So I know that we're in a very cashless society, so we'll use our card to be buying things, but actually just think of the message that you're sending to yourself and you're sending to your to the universe by opening up your purse and your wallet and seeing cash, because it's very, very symbolic. Anyway, I've gone off a bit on a tangent, so let's go back to our money thermostat. So you've done all of the questions now. So what does it average out to right now? What's your money? What's your number that you've come up with? What's the thermostat? Oh, glad you like that, Carol. Let us know when you've given it a go. So I want you to now think about what's the cap that you've put on yourself? What is the sort of the earnings or the money that you're used to getting in per month? That number that you never seem to go over. Just think about that number now. Has something come to mind of what you think your actual income cap actually is? Do you need to go off and do any more work to get the figures that you need to get your number? Do you have no idea what that number is whatsoever? Pop it in the comments. I don't want you to actually share your actual number, but just pop in the comments there where you are with that. Do you think you're close to getting what your number is? What's sort of popped in for you of what you think your cap is that you are capping yourself at? So what's your number? Now what I want you to do, now you've got that number, I want you to look at it. And I just want you to ask yourself now, what is that number symbolic of? What's that number, symbolic of? Does it say to you, yeah, great, Joe, catch up later, lovely to see you here. So what's that number symbolic of? Does it say to you that I've just got enough? That I've just got enough to pay my bills, but you then haven't got enough to buy things for yourself. because that's really extremely symbolic of your beliefs and your own self-worth. What about, is what you earn per month sort of on par with what your parents earned per month? So you're very much earning the similar sorts of income to what your parents are. Or is it your safety net? So is that what it says to you, that you need that certain amount because that's your safety net, but you can't grow anymore because, that's your security? Just pop anything in the comments there about, what does that number mean to you? What has that brought up for you? Just have a think about it. And again, that might be something that you will have to go away and give a little bit more thought to. But just, give that a little bit more, that thought. Again, go with what pops up for you, what pops into your head straight away. What are your thoughts around that number? Because the fact is now that we've suddenly started to become consciously aware of what that number is, that's now when we can do the lovely magic work. This is where we can actually start doing something about it, because we're now aware of it. We're now aware that we're capping ourselves. And we're also then starting to become aware of what potentially has caused us to reach that ceiling. The other things is, thank you, Ange, right, so it stops you overspending towards the end of the month. Yeah, okay. So what's that symbolic of? What does that mean to you? So just give it a little bit more thought. We'll do a bit more on this next week as well, because we're going to delve even deeper into that as to where that's come from. So I also want you to think about changing your language. Change your language from, I can't afford it, to how can I afford it? So again, change your language, because your income and your workload is, it's solely based on your inner value and your inner beliefs. So it's from your inner beliefs that all your actions flow, including asking to be paid for what you're worth. So hopefully now you've got your number. You've also made some notes about how symbolic it is to you, and what does it actually mean to you. And I also want you to, are there any ahas that you've had from the exercises that we've done? Is anything popped up for you? Any ahas that is useful for you? Because now you've got all of this information, I want you to join me in my live next week. Because next week we are going to blast that number out of the water. I've got some suggested affirmations for you as well for the following week leading up to next Thursday. So the first one is, I am a money magnet. I am a money magnet. I want you to say that to yourselves over and over. I am a money magnet. Number 2, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. So money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Say that to yourself over and over. And the last one, it's safe for me to earn more and more and be wildly successful. It's safe for me to earn more and more and be wildly successful. And that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've managed to get your number. Drop me a note if you want to have those questions again, or catch the replay. I'll pop it on later on so we can, if you want to catch it on replay. And, pop any comments in there. I'll read them afterwards as well. So if anybody's got any comments. And next week, as I said, we are going to be blasting that cap out of the water. So come and join me next Thursday and we'll do that then. Have a great afternoon. Bye.